You know what's happening to us? We're overthinking everything. Our minds have evolved to think, but now we've gone too far. We're creating problems that don't even exist. Like you're lying in bed at night and suddenly you're worrying about everything. That's your mind generating unnecessary suffering. Here's what most people don't realize: a huge part of your unhappiness comes from your own thoughts, negative thoughts, destructive thoughts, and you don't even know it's happening. I'm Dr. Amirah Hall, and I've spent years studying neuroscience, quantum physics, metaphysics, and here's what I've discovered. The present moment is where everything happens. It's not just spiritual philosophy, it's quantum reality. The quantum field responds to your presence, to awareness, and this is the only place that we actually can create. When your thoughts are stuck in the past, you create depression. When you're racing into the future, you're creating anxiety. And neither of these states manifest what you truly want. Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now is part of my practice, learning to be present, because presence is where the power lives. It's where awareness meets the quantum field. This is where manifestation occurs. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed the voice in your head? It's always there. It's always commenting on something and everything. Eckhart Tolle calls this the pain body in The Power of Now. It's that constant self-talk. Sometimes you say, I should have done that. Or sometimes you say, oh God, I messed up that time. If you're like me, you even argue with yourself. One voice says you shouldn't have done that, and the other voice answers, well, but I couldn't help it. And then there's that third voice that chimes in, this is completely normal. But here's the thing: normal doesn't mean healthy. You ever see somebody walking down the street muttering away to themselves and you think, oh gosh, that person's lost it? But listen, you're doing the same thing. It's just happening inside your head. The only difference is volume. Think about it. Why didn't I say that? Next time he does that, I'll know exactly what to say. Oh, I should have handled it differently. And it goes on and on and on like that. Here's something critical. Your body can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. When you have fearful thoughts, your body responds with real fear, real anxiety, real agitation. You're lying in bed thinking, what if that goes wrong? And what if he does that? And what if everything else falls apart? Your body treats this as actual danger and it releases stress hormones. Your heart rate begins to increase. Your immune system weakens. And when you do this year after year, it literally destroys our health. Even mainstream medicine now admits this. Your mental state affects your physical state. They're not separate. You're not just a body with symptoms. You're a whole person, mind and body together. Now, here's something interesting. The mind loves negative events more than positive ones. Think about yesterday. Maybe you saw a beautiful sunset. You can remember it today. Think, that was nice, but you can't dwell on it for long. Now, think about something negative, someone who's offended you, someone who didn't give you the attention you wanted. You can think about that for hours. You replay it, you analyze it, you plan your response. Why is this? Because negative events feed the mind. They give it more to chew on. For some people, their thoughts are 90% negative, maybe even 100%. And here's what I've learned. Your predominant mental state, it attracts and matches every experience. Who you hang out with, where you work, what happens to you. It's all connected to your internal state. Stay in negativity a long time, then the negative events find you. I've discovered this when I was much younger. My childhood wasn't easy. My mind learned to say bad things always happen to me. And guess what? They did. The mind creates what it expects. So here's your first spiritual awakening. It's simple, really simple. Discover that voice in your head. Become aware of it. This is what Eckhart means by presence in the power of now. You can't stop thinking. It's not the goal, but you can become aware of your thinking. You can watch your thoughts instead of being lost in them. Notice the repetitive ones, the same thoughts appearing again and again. And maybe you'll see this in others first, like at Thanksgiving dinner. Your relatives say the same things every year, the same complaints, the same judgments. It's easier to see in other people, of course. Self-knowledge is the hardest knowledge, but try this. Catch yourself in mid-thought. Oh, there's that thought again. I've been thinking this for years. That moment of recognition, that's awareness. That's not thought. That's you observing the thought. Most people live in mental clutter, constant commentary, instant judgments about everything. And they meet someone new immediately. Oh, I like them or I don't like them. They hear an idea, immediately they go, oh, I'm for it or I'm against it. Always taking positions, always identifying with opinions, and that creates suffering. You feel like something's missing, like you're never enough. You think the answer's out there. You achieve more, you do more, you get more. But I'm here to tell you this. That's not the answer. The answer is a spiritual practice, going inward. And as Eckhart writes, you must realize being itself. Focus on the now. This is where you transcend luck. This is where you go beyond ego, go within. Discover who you are beyond those thoughts and beyond the story, beyond the person who you think you are, because that's where peace lives. That's where you find yourself, not in doing, in being. So start today. Notice the voice. Don't fight it, just notice it. Become the observer. This simple act changes everything. This is your awakening, and this is true freedom.